Hey, it's me, Tany here. You're gonna get all the complete episodes from my previous channel. After breakfast, Taehyung was talking to someone on his phone. Nobody was there in the house. All were in the office except them. One POV. I want to eat ice cream. Let's go to the kitchen. Then I went to the kitchen. In midway, I saw Taehyung talking to someone on phone. I secretly went to kitchen. I opened the fridge. There were many ice creams there, and now I have to hide in it. Otherwise, someone will catch me here. I sat in a corner and started eating my ice cream. And POV. One's mouth was full of ice cream until someone picked her up by catching her collar from backside while she whined. Her mouth was full of ice cream. Yeah, let me have my ice cream. When she turned back, she saw it was Taehyung. He was staring at her. She awkwardly smiled and tried to go away, but he didn't allow her to do so. Soon he left the collar and smirked while saying, "Well, I would love to eat some ice cream too." "Then eat your one, not my one." Pout. "I would like to eat with you." Okay, okay, come and sit, otherwise someone will catch us. Whisper. Smirk never left his lips while he sat down. She gave a box of ice cream to him. Let's sit in one box, Smirk. Taehyung POV. While I said that, she looked at me, pouting with ice cream all over her mouth. She started eating again and spoke. Ish, you eat your one first before someone catches us. I looked around and saw two empty boxes of ice cream. What the fluff? How can she eat this first? This is the reason there's ice cream all over her mouth. I smirked and spoke something which made her shocked. Your ice cream time is over, Angel. Let's go to our room. I have a surprise. She was shocked, but soon there was excitement on her face. We went to our room. I can see she's excited. We sat on the bed as she spoke. What is my surprise? Guess it yourself. You are taking me out or giving me chocolates? I shook my head in denial. And POV. Now let me tell you, tomorrow is. Tomorrow is. She repeated him, being excited. Our wedding. Smirked. Wan became shocked. The tears started forming in her doe eyes as he was just staring at her. No, 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 I'll never marry you. Taehyung became angry as she is the first one to yell at him. How dare you shout on me? I'll shout. What will you do? Now anger and sadness has taken control over Wan. She started throwing things while shouting. I'll never marry you. Now Taehyung's inner beast was coming out. He growled loudly like an angry tiger, making Wan flinch. She stopped on her spot. He quickly grabbed Wan's waist and harshly threw her on the bed. Wan was now crying loudly, but he was deaf to hear all her cries. He hungrily started kissing her lips, making her scared and shiver in fear. His hand went inside her shirt. He caressed her bare waist, and suddenly he pinched her waist. Hurt. She screamed out in pain while trying, but he took the chance and inserted his tongue inside her mouth. After some time, he broke the kiss and attacked her neck. He started sucking it, but suddenly stopped after hearing his angel. What are you doing? Wine asked, innocence written all over her face while crying hurt. He looked at her face and realized what he was doing. He backed off, staring at his angel, who is crying hard. His eyes softened. He went near her as she backed off, shaking badly and crying. Angel, come here, baby. He hugged her tightly as she hugged him back while crying and shivering. I don't want to marry you, please. You have to, Angel, either by hook or crook. It doesn't matter you like it or not, because you are mine and you belong to me. Wine broke the hug and said while looking down and crying, I don't belong to you. Taehyung harshly pulled her chin up and shouted angrily, making her shiver. Then whom do you belong to? I don't belong to anyone. You belong to me, and you better understand that. He stomped out of the room shouting this, leaving Wan crying hard. Wan POV. No, no, I'll never marry him. I have to get out of here. Why is he marrying me forcefully? Can't he see I don't love him and I don't want to marry him? He's a beast. I hate him so much. I hate you. I shouted loudly while crying messily. I don't belong to him. I was crying for hours now. My head was spinning badly until I suddenly blacked out and POV. One fainted after crying hard for hours. After 3 hours, Taehyung entered the room. He was still angry, so he slammed the door hard, producing a loud sound. He turned his head towards the bed. He saw a lifeless Wyan laying there. He thought she was sleeping. So he went to the bathroom and took a cold shower to calm himself. He came out and laid beside Wine. He tucked her hairs behind her ears, which were blocking the view of her face, and said aggressively, "You are mine, you belong to me, and you need to understand that." He was admiring his angel until he fell asleep. After 2 hours, when he woke up, he saw Wine in the same position. Taehyung POV. I was getting worried. She was in the same position 2 hours ago. I immediately called the doctor. I was sitting beside Angel, caressing her ears. Within 20 minutes, the doctor arrived. He checked her. I was hella worried. You need to take good care of her. Due to crying, she was experiencing a worst headache, which led her to faint. The doctor then went. I wiped her dried tears and started speaking to her. Angel, why are you like this? You know that your tears hurts me so much. I know that you will cry tomorrow, but I'll not let you do so. I'll keep you happy, my angel. Just trust me once. I said all this while caressing her ears, then fell asleep cuddling her. Next morning, still Taehyung POV. I woke up feeling someone snuggling in my chest. I chuckled and looked down, only to see my angel snuggling in my chest like a baby while pouting cutely. And POV. When woke up after some time and saw Taehyung looking at her, she broke the hug and backed away while Taehyung spoke in his cold tone. Today is our wedding. Don't create any scene or try to escape. Wine nodded while looking down as some tears left her eyes. Words, Angel? Cold tone. Yes, she said in a painful and broken tone. She accidentally let out a sob. Don't try, it will not affect me. Cold. But whenever she let out a sob, his heart would clench badly. He shouted loudly, "Don't cry!" After shouting, he went to the bathroom while Wine sat there sobbing. After some time, the bathroom door opened. Wine quickly wiped her tears while looking down. Taehyung came in only wearing a towel. He smirked and went towards her and sat beside her. She stood up and was about to go, but he pulled her and made her sit on his lap. He smirked in satisfaction and whispered huskily in her ear, "Turn and wrap your legs around my waist." She did what he said because she didn't want him to be angry. Her hands wrapped around his neck for support. He tightened his grip on her waist, pulling her closer. He kissed her soft and plump lips passionately. She didn't react and let him do whatever he wanted. He picked her up and went to the bathroom, still kissing her. He made her stand and broke the kiss and said coldly, "Take a bath, the maids will get you ready." Wine nodded, looking down. He went outside the bathroom. Wine took a warm shower and went outside wearing a towel. She saw clothes on the bed. Thank God he's not here. Suddenly someone whispered in her ear, "Missed me, Angel?" She turned and saw him. She quickly took her clothes and ran inside the bathroom in embarrassment. He chuckled at her cuteness and sat on the bed waiting for her. After some time she came and saw him sitting on the bed. She went there and sat a little far from him, but he grabbed her waist, pulling her closer. She kept her hands on his chest for some distance. He whispered huskily in her ears while licking his lips, "You're so beautiful." One just looked down, not knowing how to react. He pulled her chin up softly and said coldly, "Don't you dare try to escape, otherwise you will be punished." He pulled her more closer as she started pushing him lightly, which made him angry. He growled like an angry tiger, making Wine recall what happened yesterday. She stopped pushing him and started crying. Then he shouted angrily, "Don't ruin my mood." Wan flinched hard but kept crying silently. He was just staring at her, how much she scared of him. Now suddenly someone knocked on the door. Come in coldly. 6 minutes, enter the room. They'll get you ready. Don't try to escape. This is the last warning. Wan nodded. He went out of the room. After 3 hours, she was ready as the maids went out. Soon Jin came and took Wan. Jin took her to the asile. Taehyung was staring at her all the time. Soon they reached the asile. Keep her safe and happy, you brat. Taehyung nodded as Jin went away and he was still staring at Wan. He smiled, watching her scared and helpless face. The priest spoke. Kim Taehyung, do you take Min Wan as your lawfully wedded wife? I do. Wan POV. I noticed there are not many people in the wedding. The wedding has started and he has already said I do. Now it's my turn. Meanwhile, do you take Kim Taehyung as your lawfully wedded husband? No, I do. I said I do because when I was about to say no, he whispered in my ear. Do you want me to lock you in the basement, Angel? Smirked. I immediately said I do. Thank God I'm safe now. The wedding is over. You may kiss the bride now. Okay, wait, what? I totally forgot about this. Taehyung leaned in, my heart started beating faster. He smiled, making me scared. And POV. Taehyung smirked and kissed her hungrily. Tears started forming in her eyes. Everyone went out of the wedding hall except Wan and Taehyung. He was still kissing her as she started crying. He bit her lips. She pushed him by his chest. She started breathing heavily as Taehyung smirked at her. Are you ready for your punishment, Angel? Smirked. Please don't lock me in the basement. I won't, Angel. I was joking. He hugged her tight. She tried pushing him but slowly hugged him back. He picked her up in bridal style and took her to the bedroom and laid her on the bed. Angel, I'll take a shower first, okay? He went to the bathroom and was taking a shower and suddenly heard a scream. Ah! Hey, now let's meet in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share and do comment and say how is it. Kabutar kabutar ke piche dil.